Hello, fellow code newbies, or I don't know, you might be watching this video a long time from now, and I won't be a newbie anymore because I'll be owning my own business and owning my own life, but you'll be a newbie, and that's what this video is about, right? So, week 4 into learning how to code, and so I've learned a lot. Like, I get really discouraged when I look day to day, and I'm like, oh man, I need to know these stuff faster, I need to absorb it faster, I need to be able to apply it faster, all that other stuff. But when I look back 4 weeks ago, when literally I had only touched coding like once in my life, and it was C++, and it was in college, and I had to take the class, and I was not interested in writing Hello World at all. So things I learned this week. So for loops with if statements in them, and then another for loop nested under that. So it's really simple to say, okay, a for loop has these 3 things in it, a beginning and end, and then how you're going to increment through it. And if statements are, if this thing is true, then we're going to execute the rest of the code. But turns out nesting those things all together is not quite as straightforward as at least I had thought it would be. There's a lot of ways to screw up. So I spent a lot of time on that this past weekend, about 12 hours worth. But that's good. I feel like very confident and that I can go and put that through pretty much any situation where that piece of code would be applied, and that's the whole point. So 2 things I found this week that have really been helping me: code fights, which you can find online, www.codefights.com, which has been awesome as far as quote-unquote real-life problems for you to go code and solve. And it's nice because there's a whole community out there who's also doing this stuff, and there are people who I'm sure, the thing that took me 12 hours to figure out, they figured out in 20 minutes. And there's some really interesting ways to approach each piece of code, so you get to see that from, all the Google answers or whatever. So it's a good way to go try to solve something, and when you get stuck, you have some sort of solution, or okay, this was not the direction I wanted to go, so this is the direction I want to go, and how do I get there kind of help. The other thing that I found was Repl.it, which is Repl.it, is online, and that's like an online compiler, which was really cool for just seeing how the code worked itself, because in Code Fights you have an online code editor, but it doesn't have a really great console, and so you really can't say, console.log this part and let me see what it does. So it's kind of all behind the scenes. So for me, when I'm learning and I'm like, I don't understand how this array.splice works, right? It was good to be able to go play with the different numbers and figure out how the function actually worked. Biggest thing for me this week, other than for loops, which I guess kind of feeds into that, feeds the loop, is writing down a map of what you want to happen, because it's really, or I found, is really easy to go in there and say, okay, yeah, obviously I want this problem statement to be solved, and these are the ways I'm going to do it. And then you get like halfway into it, and you're like, oh crap, what was I trying to do with this again? And so you just get kind of caught into this black hole of, what the hell am I doing? So writing down, like you can see here in my little notebook, where I wrote down what I wanted that particular array to look like with each step. And so that also helped me identify what I wanted I to be, how I wanted it to increment, and so on and so forth. So that's it this week. So 1 month in, forever to go, and this week I think my son's also going to start crawling. So he was over in that other corner, and now he's in this corner playing with his little toy. So I will post another video a week from today, and that'll be week 5, and hopefully I'll know a lot more then. Okay, bye.